Thank you, Gsaec Voices, and I am here with Mohini Soman, who is a graduate student at WIT's Business School in South Africa and going for a Master's of Management in the field of Business Executive Coaching. So, Mohini, thank you so much for joining me here, and I'm delighted to meet you and get to know you better. So, first question I have for you is tell us about you.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for inviting me. It's quite a privilege to be here today. Okay, Mike. I'm based in Johannesburg at the moment. I'm a labor lawyer involved in statutory resolution of labor disputes. So I arbitrate, conciliate the labor disputes. I've been doing this for about 23, 24 years. I'm also currently a student at WIT's Business School, and I've just completed a master's program in management in the field of business executive coaching. And what led me to this path was just basically my experience in trying to resolve disputes of executives in particular over the past few years. And it's just these disputes are protracted, long disputes that don't easily resolve. And what I've found was that if I employed softer skills during the mediation process, I often effected good resolutions. And I think, the more I investigated that, I realized I was an unconscious coach of sorts. And that led me to the program. And part of my research topic was introducing coaching into mediation processes. And the feedback has been really positive. So there's obviously a need to enhance the mediation process, and what we like about Gsaec is it's an intentional approach. So there's competencies that you adhere to, competencies that you use, and that has, I think, good application outside the traditional coaching environment as well. So yeah, hopefully in 2 months' time I should have my results, and I'm hoping that I pass. And then that would mean I'm a fully fledged coach, and I intend to pursue that more actively, but specifically in the conflict resolution environment.
That's wonderful. That's I believe it's got to be a great need that people involved in this kind of mediation if they can actually get more in touch with themselves, what matters to them, what their emotional charges are, and what they really want. It can only be helpful.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you so much, Mohini. Can you tell me why WITS is a part of Gsaec?
I do know that WITS was the first university in South Africa to directly align with Gsaec, and I think it was because they wanted to have to meet international professional standards. So they wanted a degree that was rooted in empirical research, models, trends, and just to have a standard competency that we all adhere to when we leave. And from a personal experience, having done the modules, we've done 9 modules that I think it was 40 hours each. I can tell you, I feel as though I'm a well-rounded coach because I've got the theory and I've got the practical application. The core coaching competencies are phenomenal. You've had to apply it in terms of obtaining 50 hours of coaching practice as well. So, I think in a nutshell, which was just meeting international professional standards. So when we go out there, we are good, efficient coaches.
Thank you. Now, that's why WITS is involved in Gsaec. Why are you involved in Gsaec?
Well, initially we were encouraged to join Gsaec because it was aligned to Gsaec. But in the course of my research, I just felt that it was good for me because it helped me keep up with trends. It helped me keep up with research reports, journal articles that you post. So it kept me up to date, and especially relevant to what I was pursuing as my research topic, because I directly aligned the core coaching competencies from Gsaec standard, academic standard 8 to application within the mediation process. So, I needed something that was up to standard, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've been more connected with the international community of coaching, and at the same time have developed your own familiarity and expertise and development for the Gsaec standards as well.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
What's your vision, Mohini, of Gsaec going forward? What's your highest vision for Gsaec? Your wishes.
I think, where you're coming from, it's just brilliant because I have experienced firsthand competencies and just the sheer professionalism of this body. And I think if we continue on this trajectory, it's going to be just absolutely awesome. Especially, interesting enough, I had to conduct my research during the height of COVID. So we were experiencing various lockdown stages, and it did impact on my study because a lot of the participants were now online, conducting hearings online, and what came out so strongly was just how difficult it was to connect with people, because coaching, mediation, it requires a lot of one-on-one interaction. And people were having to find that they have to change their methods of communicating with people, change their methods of interacting. And I think that for me, what came out really strongly was the core competency of making meaning with others, because leaders are struggling. The labor market has changed so drastically. And there's a need for further coaching. There's a need for more in-depth coaching. And I think for me, it's how do we improve as coaches to meet that need? Because it's evolving all the time. And I think we actually see this evolution happening right now. So how do we adapt this strategy to meet the needs of a changing labor market, and as a result, the needs of leaders and executives going further? So for me, that would be, if we can enhance on that to find the gap maybe in coaching competencies, I think we on the home run here.
Great. Well, thank you so much for introducing yourself to everybody in Gsaec. You are a treasure, and I'm so glad that you are a part, and I hope that your involvement continues and we continue to make a difference in your life as well as with WITS and in South Africa and the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much.